Hey guys, K-Jumper1 here. I was tagged by Darren, aka Funkyprepper, on a 3, 3, and 3. 3 knives, 3 books, and 3 YouTubers who you would want to have in a end of the world as we know it, or definitely shit hit the fan type scenario. So did a little bit of thinking about it as far as the books. Let's see, the first book definitely will be the SAS Survival Guide. This is the small mini version of it. It's got everything you need to know in here as far as shelters, fire making, water collection, you name it, it's in here. So it's definitely a good reference manual to have with you. So this would be my #1 choice. The second book that I would take with me would be where the SAS manual, survival manual, leaves off at, and this would be the Camping and Wilderness Survival by Paul Terrell. As you can see, this book is friggin' thick. It probably weighs a good 3 pounds at the most, but this thing covers everything that you could ever possibly think and need to know as far as camping skills, survival skills, for jungle survival, glacial survival, methods of landing a boat if you're adrift at sea. You name it, it's in here. I guarantee if you purchase this book, and I'm not selling this thing, trying to promote it or whatever, but I'm telling you, this is an awesome book to have in a prepper's library. You can read this thing for days and probably wouldn't even get through but maybe a quarter of the book. So definitely this will be my second pick for one of the books to go into my end of the world as we know it scenario. The third one that I would take would be, and this one in particular, is More Readings from One Man's Wilderness, the Journals of Richard L. Pernecki. I mean, I would take this one mainly for motivation and inspiration. You know, deep dark times. If you ever feel like, you know, I can't go anymore, Dick Pernecki, and there's also videos out on his that he took when he was out in the wilderness. At the age of 50 years old, this man went out into the Alaska outback wilderness, hundreds of miles from the nearest living person. He felled his own lumber, built his own log cabin, which is still there today. It's part of a national historical landmark up in Alaska. He built it by his own hands, no help from anyone. Used nothing but wood tool or hand tools. He even carved the handles out for a lot of the different auger bits, axe heads, and so forth. And he did it all by himself. And he lived out there for, I think it was 30+ years until he passed away not too long far back. But again, Dick Pernecki, definitely for inspirational purposes to pick you up during dark times. 3 knives. Something that's going to last you a long time, easy to sharpen and so forth. And the 3 knives I came up with for a fighting knife would be the USMC bayonet / fighting knife. And this thing is a freaking beast. You know, you see how long the blade is on there. Yeah, it's got a serrated edge, carbon steel blade, full tang, and it has a composite sheath that comes with it. And on the back here, you can see these has a built-in knife sharpener. So definitely the USMC bayonet / fighting knife for basic killing purposes is the easiest way to say it. My second blade would be the yeah, I had to write this one down here. It's the Ontario Spec Plus SP8 Survival Machete. And this thing is a freaking beast. I've had this probably about a good 17 years, and I have beat the crap out of it. And it maintains a very sharp blade. It's got a carbon steel blade onto this, serrated edges on the back for, you know, if you had to whack somebody. But this thing basically takes the place of basically your camp axe. And I've actually felled a pine tree out of my property not too long ago, and I mean, it's just a beast. It maintains the sharpness. It's not too heavy, maybe about a pound, pound and a half. So definitely my second choice for a blade. Alrighty. And my final choice for blade would be this here. No, I'm just kidding. That's his little pocket knife. My third choice would be the Gerber LMF2, and this would basically be for general small camp chores. You can use it as a fighting knife as need be. It's a full tang. And of course you have the serrated edges here. To be adapted to, you know, mount to a stick, to use as a spear for fighting or whatever the case may be. But again, it's good for pretty much anything and everything. It's a pretty good hefty weight to it. So definitely it would be my third choice for a blade for shit hits the fan scenario. And what's also good about this knife is just as with the Marine Corps knife bayonet, it has a built-in knife sharpener as well. So again, you can sharpen this blade as well as the other blades that I'd be carrying with me. Alright, the final one, 3 YouTubers. And I had to think about it, and again, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's just you and these 3 individuals, and basically you got to survive. So my first one would be Dave Canterbury. Most of you should definitely know about him. He was on Dual Survival. I actually started watching his videos, you know, a couple of years before he did Dual Survival. And with this man, you could literally drop him butt-ass naked with nothing but a staple in his hand, and by the end of the day, he's got a freaking mansion built, a deer killed, skinned, and roasted on fire, and you have no problems trying to survive with this guy. So definitely my #1 choice would be Dave Canterbury. Second YouTuber, Sarge Faria, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. He's one of the instructors, I believe it is, with the Pathfinder School, Dave Canterbury's course that he runs. He's up in the northeastern part, I believe Maine or New Hampshire in the U.S. Same thing with this guy, just like Dave. Drop him off in the middle of nowhere, give this guy a toothpick, and you got a shelter within an hour. I mean, the guy's amazing. So between those two, you know, I have no issues with getting chow, having shelter, a fire belt, water collection, you name it. You know, I'll be living high off the hog air with those two on hand. The third one, without a doubt, Darren, Funkyprepper. The guy knows his way around the woods, and he's an awesome guy. You know, I met up with Darren last May when I was over in England, and had a friggin' blast. And the guy is freaking hilarious. You know, good guy. And the reason why I would choose Darren, again, like he says, he knows his way around the bush, good bush crafting skills, knowledge, and the main thing is the guy has a sense of humor that's out of this world. And I'm a firm believer, if you cannot laugh when times are tough, you can be like a pressure cooker, and that pressure is going to keep building up, and eventually it's just going to burst. So I definitely have you, Darren, on my posse, because again, you would make the worst possible scenario or a situation that much more easier. And not to mention, I would definitely need you to carry that 6-gallon Camelback out into the wilderness, because I can't hump it. You're in better shape than I am, buddy. So those are my three, 3, and 3. My 3 knives, my 3 books, and 3 YouTubers that I would take with me. Not sure who to tag, but I will come up with it, and I will send those individuals a tag PM. And like I said, we'll just keep this ball rolling. This you know, a good little tag video to keep it going. And that's all I got to say. So with that, I will see you all in the next video. Take care and God bless.